Hi everyone, it's Carl here and welcome back to my channel where we dive into everything about immigration, jobs and travel in Canada. Now today we're tackling a topic that's raising eyebrows across Canada. That is the record-breaking surge in asylum claims by international students in Canada. Now what's causing this and what does this mean for you if you're a student or planning to study in Canada? Stick around while we delve into the details. So let's first talk about the surge in numbers. And let's start this by breaking down some jaw-dropping statistics, okay? Now, from January to September 2024, international students in Canada filed nearly 14,000 asylum claims. Now, that's a huge jump compared to just 1,810 claims in 2018. Now, if you work the numbers, that comes to an astonishing 1,500% increase in just 6 years. Okay. Now, most of these claims, as the government has seen, is coming from students studying at institutions like Conestoga College, Seneca College, and Niagara College. Now, the top countries where these students are coming from, the top 5 are 1, India, 2, Nigeria, 3, Ghana, 4, Guinea, and the last one is the Democratic Republic of Congo. If you're looking at the top 3, it's India, Nigeria, and Ghana. So what's driving this surge? There are actually a few reasons that we are going to look at, and not all of them are what they seem, but let's dive into it. Now, Canada's asylum system is built to protect people fleeing persecution or danger in their home countries. But recently, the government feels that the asylum process is being misused or abused. Now, the government feels that some students are filing asylum claims with the help of unscrupulous consultants, even when there is no significant change in their home country conditions. Okay. Now, the government also says that these consultants are charging students about $7,000 to upwards of $10,000 in order to file these asylum claims. The government also feels that the consultants are helping students to explore what may seem like a loophole in the Canadian asylum process. Now, that loophole is that filing an asylum claim gives you a temporary work authorization while the case is being processed. Okay. Now, that process can take years because Canada currently has a backlog of cases, and the number of cases in the backlog is estimated to be around 186,000 cases, that are backlogged. So if you apply or if you submit an asylum claim, it will take a while. And during that process, Canada actually gives you a work permit, to find something to do while your case is being processed. Now, that is what the government feels, that immigration consultants are helping students to abuse that loophole. Aside the numbers, let's look at the real impact on students and Canada as a country, okay? Now, for students, this misuse creates a sort of difficult situation or a serious situation, because once the asylum claim is denied, students may face deportation. Now, I have heard of people where because of the backlog, their cases dragged for about 5 years. And during that time, they were working, they made a life for themselves here in Canada. And once their case was heard, finally, it was denied and they were now facing deportation. Okay, so that can be something a bit unsettling. So that is one of the things that anybody that's taking this route may have to keep in mind. Now, another thing is that your immigration record could be flagged, and this could affect future visa or permanent residency applications in Canada and other countries like the United States. Now, and for Canada as a country, the surge put immense pressure on housing and social services. And recently, the Prime Minister Trudeau actually highlighted how temporary immigration has outpaced Canada's ability to absorb the people that are coming in. So how is the government actually planning to respond to all of this? Well, the immigration minister has been a bit vocal, calling many of the asylum claims false. Okay, he's not mincing words about that. And he's also, bashing some of the consultants whom he claims mislead the students. But the thing is, the government itself is in a bit of a tough spot because they need to try to balance genuine asylum seekers who have genuine needs while also trying to protect the system's integrity. So how is the Canadian government responding to all of this? Well, the immigration minister, Mark Miller, has called many of these asylum claims mostly false, okay, and highlighted the role of immigration consultants. He actually blames some of the immigration consultants for taking advantage of students and, coaching them to take this route. So he's pushing for greater accountability in the system. Now, there are some potential policy changes that are being discussed now. And one of them is that they are looking at putting in stricter eligibility rules for filing asylum claims. So in order to even be eligible to file a claim, they are trying to put in some stricter rules there. And then secondly, they are looking at automatic disqualification for students on study or work permits. So if you came in as a student, the fact that you came in as a student, you were on a student visa or a student permit, that would automatically disqualify you from applying for asylum in Canada. Now, this has not been done yet, but this is something that the immigration minister is looking at. And if it comes into force, then this is going to be huge, right? And then the third one they're looking at is increased oversight of immigration consultants to curb the exploitation of students that are coming in, okay? Now, aside all of this, the government is also showing its commitment by investing about $700 million into the system to clear the backlog, and further strengthen the process. So behind every statistic, there's a real person. Now, most of these students come to Canada with dreams of building a better future, but then faced with challenges, whether financial, academic, or personal, they turn to desperate measures, okay? That's just the reality. For example, there was a student from India that claimed asylum after struggling to pay for tuition, okay? There was another from Ghana that faced pressure from family back home. We all know that. And the pressure from the family was for that student to secure a permanent path in Canada at all costs, So some of these cases are genuine, but then also, as the government is saying, they feel like the system is being misused or abused, and that sort of casts a shadow on those who truly need protection. So as a student, or if you're thinking of coming to Canada for school, what do you need to know? So here are a couple of things that we can discuss, things that you can do if you're an international student. First of all, avoid shady consultants, okay? There are some consultants that have fallen in trouble with IRCC or the government itself, and some of them have been arrested and some have been fined. So avoid any shady consultants or anybody that's giving you quick fixes that might actually harm you in the future. Okay, secondly, make sure you understand the risks of whatever you get yourself into. Make sure you fully understand the risks. I'm not going to say more there, but whatever option you choose, make sure you understand the risk. Okay, and lastly, know your options. There are many programs. If you've been watching my videos on this channel, I always talk about the express entry, and I say that it is not just for those that are outside Canada that are looking to come in. Those in Canada, students that have schooled here, can also apply for express entry. So know your options. Look at these express entry programs, look at the provincial nominee programs, and sometimes those might be a better fit. I know students that have transitioned from student permit to the postgraduate work permit to PR, and all of this happened in less than 3 years because their master's program was for a year, and then they got their postgraduate work permit, and during the length of that work permit, they applied for PR and got PR Okay, so it is possible. Know your options, and most importantly, also stay informed. And there are many changes that are happening now in the Canadian immigration system, so just make sure you stay on top of things and know what is going to impact you. So in wrapping up, well, what do you think about these trends? Is Canada's asylum system being exploited as the government feels, or are students just trying to make the best of a tough situation, which sometimes, I mean, we can understand, right? So let me know in the comments, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps me to bring you the latest and most accurate updates on Canadian immigration, and also helps to grow the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.